Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686. Don't forget the best of the Phil Hendrie Show CD available now. And you can order it online at philhendrieshow.com for $23.50. This is the best of the 1999 show. It's called Communism is Neat. All the money goes to my friend's place, a resource center for homeless and runaway kids in Hollywood. $23.50 for the CD. $3.50 for shipping and handling, and then $20, and the money goes, all of it, to my friend's place. As of this weekend, $121,000 have been raised for my friend's place. That is absolutely astonishing in light of the fact that we're just selling it online and we haven't done really any push outside terms of signings. I just got tired of doing them. I just got a little tired of doing them, and there wasn't any real creative effort being put into the signings beyond just sitting at a card table and signing my name on a CD, and I just packed it in, man. It's not that I don't care about those guys. My friend's place, I love them, but I was just getting increasingly disappointed with the way that was being presented. So we are going to make a bigger and better push at doing something a little bit different next year, not only with the CD, but maybe something beyond that in raising our money for my friend's place. Now, there's a book out called John Bonet, Inside the Ramsey Murder Investigation. This is written by a detective named Steve Thomas, who resigned from the Boulder Police Department in mid-1998. Forgive me. He writes that he concluded that Mrs. Ramsey strangled her daughter in a panic on Christmas night 1996 after accidentally causing a serious wound to the little girl's head. He also contends that the girl's father, John Ramsey, after realizing what happened, chose to protect his wife rather than help the authorities determine what had happened. So this is rather explosive. This is a police officer who spent 2 years investigating this. I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying that obviously the book is going to be received with interest. We have on the line Bob Greene, who has worked as a profiler independently, freelance for some 200 police agencies across America. And by profiler, what we're talking about, Mr. Greene, basically is you look at a crime scene and determine who the suspect is?
Right, Phil. Crime scene profiling is something that was developed by the FBI, actually.
By John Douglas, right?
John Douglas was one of a few people in the FBI who came up with crime scene profiling, and I learned my technique from the FBI technique of crime scene profiling, but I don't work with any police agency. I am freelance.
So you worked, are you retired now?
I just retired last year, yes.
But you have been on loan to a variety of police departments looking at crime scenes.
A variety of police departments, not only working at crime scene observation and profiling, but also talking to witnesses and to suspects as well, right.
Now, you have some opinions about this, don't you, the John Bonet situation?
Well, I certainly have some opinions about Detective Thomas's book. I think it's a well-thought-out book. I happen to agree with his conclusions.
You do agree with his conclusion, then, that Patsy Ramsey killed her daughter? I
do agree with that conclusion. I come to it perhaps in a slightly different way, but I do come to that essential conclusion.
And how does your view of this situation differ from his?
Well, I feel that in looking at the evidence, there is a possibility that from the crime scene that Joan Bonet did not want to continue this career she had in beauty pageants, that there might have been a confrontation between mother and daughter over the continued appearance in beauty pageants. I don't think that perhaps the child was happy appearing in these things. There is evidence that there was a beauty pageant coming up. These things are for children. Obviously, there's a variety of them, Phil, and one of them had to do with modeling, literally, diapers or underwear for children. It's possible that Joan Bonet objected to this.
Which one? Was there one in particular?
In the Colorado area, there was a Miss Snuggle Dry diaper pageant, and basically these are pageants that are held by a variety of advertisers and commercial products, and the children model the diapers. I don't particularly think that it is a healthy pursuit, given the fact that the kids are expected to soil these diapers in the process,
Well, isn't this a little bit more for infants?
Yeah, it is, and I think that perhaps Joan Benet was getting a little bit too old for that kind of thing. In light of her age, but I think there was a confrontation between mother and daughter. I think Joan Benet drew the line at that. She said that I think, in my opinion anyway, she said she wouldn't do it. Now, it is well known she had a bedwetting problem.
Now, how does this figure into that, the so-called bedwetting problem that she had? Did this have anything to do with this? Because it's been speculated that her mother was upset.
I think that Joan Benet, knowing that she had a bedwetting problem and knowing that perhaps her mother wanted to enter her in this diaper competition, just drew the line. I think that she probably was distraught. There might have been some questions on her part as to what her mother and father were doing with the money that she was earning. And it's very possible that she might not have trusted her mother. There could have been evidence of a struggle, a lot of different things, Phil. And so we can't jump to too many conclusions, but I think we have to look into this area that there might have been this conflict between Joan Benet and her mother.
All right, this Miss Snuggle Dry diapers. So this is something that infants and small children are involved in?
Yes, you are modeling the children, for want of a better word, are modeling the product, and it is a diaper. And Joan Benet had this bedwetting problem, and I'm sure that she didn't find this to be the most exhilarating or the most encouraging thing to be involved in.
Now, you say that there is evidence, there was evidence, I should say, of a struggle.
There was evidence that there was obviously a great deal of violence committed there at the crime scene. It is possible that there was an argument that got out of hand. Again, you're talking about a stage mother and perhaps an overworked daughter, a stage mother who wants this child to continue in this sort of fast lane of beauty pageants and perhaps later on a career in film and television. You've got a daughter who is resisting this. It is possible that Joan Benet threatened to hire an attorney or a business manager to look into finances. And you don't know how someone is going to react to that. Let's say, for instance, Phil, it's possible that the mother and father were mishandling funds.
Okay.
And to hear somebody look at you and say, I'm going to hire an attorney or a business manager.
Now, you're saying that Joan Benet threatened to hire an attorney or a business manager to look into funding because she suspected?
I'm saying it's possible. I don't know for sure. But I'm saying it is my opinion that she could have threatened to hire an attorney or a lawyer, given the fact that she felt her mother and father were mishandling her funds. I think the evidence could suggest that. And I'll take you through a scenario.
Okay, now this is something that you have in some of your conversations with the press and in some of the seminars that you conduct. This is what you would call an example of what you thought might have happened that night?
It's a scenario, Phil. It is a reconstruction of the crime scene. It is possible that Joan Benet confronted her mother, said that she didn't like the way she was handling her money, threatened to hire an attorney or a business manager. I think the evidence suggests that Joan Benet said something along the lines of, "You tired old cow, what have you done with my money?" Patsy responds, "You ungrateful little bitch, after all that I have given up for you." Joan Benet says, "You're just jealous because you're old and ugly and I'm young and pretty." And then, Phil, the line that I think sent Patsy over the top, Joan Benet then says to her mother, "Daddy likes me better than you."
Okay, and that obviously sent, you think that sent her over the top?
I think that's when Patsy went wild. That is the obvious competition that a woman has with her daughter for the affections of a father. I believe Patsy went crazy. She swung on Joan Benet. I believe Joan Benet probably sidestepped the maneuver and swung back. The evidence suggests the struggle took place in many rooms and lasted 6 to 7 minutes. At one point, the evidence could suggest that Joan Benet broke a chair over Patsy's head. Patsy struck back with a beer bottle or some kind of a glass container, broke it off on the countertop of the kitchen. These were the last minutes of Joan Benet's life. The marks of the beer bottles appear, in my opinion, they're the marks of a beer bottle on the neck and on the chest. So it was a very violent struggle one that lasted about 6 to 7 minutes, and one, sadly, Phil, that Joan Benet did not survive.
All, in your opinion, caused by...
All, in my opinion, caused by Joan Benet's suspicion of her mother and father mishandling money, and her mother forcing her into a diaper beauty pageant. Now, I don't have any way of really proving this, but profiling you can't prove. You can simply suggest from the evidence.
And the fight. You say that there was a struggle between mother and daughter?
It is my opinion that a struggle between Joan Benet and Patsy took place. It lasted 6 to 7 minutes. And that
Joan Benet broke a chair over her mother's head, and that her mother went after the daughter with a beer bottle. Where is this stuff, when you look at the crime scene, do you see about what...
Well, you look at where the chair might have been placed, you look at where the bottle might have been, and you begin to make deductions based upon that.
Okay, on the line, this is fascinating stuff, and it's fascinating to talk to somebody who profiles, because what you basically do is you look at a crime scene, and then you can actually ascertain motive.
Well, there are profilers, Phil, that can look at a crime scene and tell you the actual height and weight of the perpetrator. It can get that refined. It is a very precise science, but one that we take very, very seriously.
All right, Bob Greene with us here. He's a retired profiler talking about Joan Benet Ramsey and Patsy Ramsey. There's a book out that says that Patsy Ramsey is responsible for the murder, and this was written by one of the detectives. Mr. Greene's a profiler. He agrees with that detective. He thinks that the argument started when Joan Benet suspected her mother of mishandling funds, said that she was going to hire her own attorney and business manager to look into it. At that time, there were some words said, and then the fight broke out that lasted about 6 or 7 minutes. Joan Benet obviously succumbing. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. This is The Phil Hendrie Show. Phil Hendrie here with Bob Greene, who's a criminal profiler, and the book is due to come out shortly, if it isn't already out. It's called Joan Benet, Inside the Ramsey Murder Investigation. Steve Thomas, former detective on the case, has written it. He has concluded it is his opinion that Patsy Ramsey caused the death of her daughter. Bob Greene is a criminal profiler. He's worked with some 200 police agencies. Is on the line with us. Now, you said a couple of things here, and our number, by the way, 1-800-449-8686 to ask a question here of Mr. Greene. You said that this conversation that they had, that's theorized? Oh, Mr. Greene, you there?
Yes, Phil.
Okay, that conversation?
Yes, that is a theorized conversation as to what would cause the rage of a Patsy Ramsey. And I think it began with, "You are a tired old cow. What have you done with my money?" She fires back, "You ungrateful little bitch, after all that we've done for you." Then she says, "You're just jealous because you're old and ugly and I'm young and pretty." Now there's where the anger with Patsy Ramsey starts. And then she says the one thing that no woman wants to hear a daughter say. "You're jealous, you're angry because Daddy likes me better than you." Now,
why do you say that that's something no woman wants to hear a daughter say?
Because women and daughters, mothers and daughters, compete for the affections of the father, husband. You're getting into some very deep-seated Freudian pathology here, Phil, but this happens all the time. It is.
What are you saying? There's like a quasi-Freudian sexual...
Well, that there always has been, Phil, in the competition of mothers and daughters for the affections of the father or the husband. There is a quasi-Freudian sexual connection, yes.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. West Palm Beach on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Yeah, this guy is a nut. I mean, I've been sitting here listening to this for the last 10 minutes, and this conversation that he's made up in his mind that
it is a theoretical conversation.
Well, it's
based
more than
upon
theoretical.
What I think would engender,
it's almost idiotic.
Well, wait a second. You're talking about an enraged woman. And what
we're talking about a 6-year-old. I can't even imagine
about
a 6-year-old threatening to get a financial advisor or an attorney.
How could a 6-year-old do that?
Where do you come up with this stuff?
I think a 6-year-old could certainly say in her way, "I don't trust you and Daddy."
But I mean, a 6-year-old is going to say, "I think you're absconding with my funds. I'm going to get an attorney."
I don't believe I used the word abscond.
And I'm trying to picture a 6-year-old breaking a chair over a woman's
Right, that's
head.
the part that I That's the part I didn't get.
First of all, I didn't think I used the word abscond. That is a very adult term, and I don't believe that Joan Benet used that word. I think she evidenced some mistrust, and I think she said some things that got her mother so angry. Now there is evidence.
Well, where do you get that? Where by the crime scene that you think that this 6-year-old said you're a tired old hag and Daddy loves me more than you? Where does that come from?
Well, what I said was tired old cow, and the reason why I said
tired old cow. I mean, do you look into a crystal ball?
No, but what you do is you try to reconstruct what would engender that kind of rage in someone.
Yeah,
and
but
I believe if I could just finish the point, I believe that it starts by dipping into this sort of Freudian conflict that mothers and daughters have in terms of their relationship with the father and husband, and I think that John Benet played into that somehow.
By saying, you tired old cow.
Girl we're talking about
I understand
here,
that,
not
sir.
a 16-year-old girl.
I understand, but look at even that Gary Coleman kid went to a lawyer when he was under the age of 18, suspecting that his parents were ripping him off.
There's a big difference between a 16-year-old and a 6-year-old. I mean, this theory.
Here's the thing that I want to know. The thing that I want to know is and this gentleman asked about it. The breaking of the chair.
First of all, these young children that are thrown into pageants, they mature very quickly, and they can comprehend and do things that normal kids can't do. They've been operating in the world of adults like no other children have. So they grasp concepts.
Now, answer the question. Answer the question about the
theory.
Well, sir, have you got a better one? I mean, I'm coming up with some ideas here.
The police are stymied. You've come up with something.
No, the police are not stymied.
You must believe in UFOs.
The police are not stymied. There's a book being written by a former detective with the Boulder Police.
Yeah, and he's already been discredited as being the one who blew the investigation. So
right.
Well, we're trying to come up with some answers here, and all you people do is not you necessarily, sir, but this
answers. You're coming up with absolutely.
I want to know how you figure.
Theory.
Well, hold on. I want to know how you figure John Benet busted a chair over her mother's head.
There is the evidence could suggest that a chair was broken over Patsy's head. Now, who else did that?
Did Patsy have any injuries to her head?
No, she did not. But there was.
Well, where do you come up with this stuff?
I'm saying that based upon the crime scene, it's possible that you have to go at it backwards, and that's what we do in profiling.
Backwards, that's the best line you've used tonight. You're certainly going about it backwards.
Well, sir, I'm a professional profiler. I don't know what you do for a living.
I would love to have someone from the police community talk about people like you. You're a nut.
Joan Benet could have broken a chair over her mother's head by standing up on another chair, by getting on the counter. I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. What I'm trying to do is come up with answers, and all you guys do is debunk it.
Well,
so in other words, you're saying, wait a minute, you're saying that she got up on a chair?
But there's another thing to come up with just crazy theories.
She got up on a chair or on a counter and broke the chair over her mother's head.
That is one possibility.
Now, what about the broken beer bottle?
There were 2 marks on Joan Benet's, I believe, face, neck, and chest. 2 broken skin puncture marks that I believe could have been caused by her mother, Patsy, warding Joan Benet off with a broken beer bottle.
By warding off, you mean?
But Joan Benet was coming toward her mother, and her mother was trying to keep her at bay.
All right. Thank you for your call, sir. 1-800-449-8686. Hudson on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine.
I'm a father of 3 children, and I've watched my children grow up. My oldest is 13, my youngest is 4. And, my question to Bob, one of my questions to Bob is, does he have any children?
No, I do not.
Okay, so how then really can you know the intent of a child,
well, again,
how a
what
child
we do is,
growing up, what they're thinking?
Well, what we do is we base this on...
one thing.
Right, we base this...
I'll tell you what, let me ask the gentleman to hold on. Hold the line, sir, and I'll have Bob hold on, and we'll take a break. Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie Show at 1-800-449-8686. Robert Greene, Bob Greene, a retired profiler, has worked with police agencies across America, reconstructing crime scenes and I guess coming up with ideas as to who committed the crime. Right, Bob?
Coming up with ideas. We hope we do better than that, Phil. We hope that we are pretty concise and fairly accurate in the determinations that we make as to at least some of the more prominent profile aspects of any suspect.
But in this John Benet Ramsey case, you are saying that it is your opinion she got into an argument with her mother over money and finances and over some diaper pageant she was going to be in.
Correct.
And then mother and daughter got into an all-out brawl, it sounds like, with a chair being broken over Patsy's head and a beer bottle being thrust at a busted beer bottle being thrust at John Benet, and finally John Benet loses.
John Benet didn't come out the winner that night.
That night?
I don't think this was the first time. I think mother and daughter had many a confrontation like this. Not like this, but I think there was more tension in that house than people like to know.
All right, we'll go to another phone call. Sunrise on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Turn your radio down, please.
Okay, yes.
Go ahead.
What I'd like to say to you is I don't know who I'm speaking to, what this radio channel is.
My name is Bob Greene. I'm a profiler
I happen
for
to be
a criminal...
switching channels on the radio, and I heard this man talking.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
My name's Bob Greene. I'm a criminal profiler.
Okay, where did you work?
Where did I work? I was independent. I was a freelance profiler working with some 200 different police agencies across the country.
And they hired you and rehired you?
Yes, ma'am. Profiling was developed by the FBI in the 1980s around serial murder cases, and I took a few classes in it.
How many classes? Because
well, what is your point? Are you questioning
me? You truly
me?
trouble me. I'm calling on a cell phone. I'm in Florida.
Are you questioning my credentials?
You trouble me because I find you to be a very dangerous person.
Well, I'm simply saying what I know.
Regarding
this is what I know.
This little girl's life, this little girl's death, a mother or father.
All right. Well, maybe the lady can be. Maybe the lady can be specific. Ma'am. Hey, lady, are you going to give speeches or are you going to listen to people?
I'll listen to him. Fine.
All right. What is your specific point that you want to make beyond? In other words, why is what he's saying wrong?
Well, she doesn't know what she's talking about, Phil, and so she's just calling up and.
Are you asking me why is he wrong? Why do I think he's wrong?
I want to know why you think he's wrong, so that we can have a dialogue here.
Okay.
And
well, she doesn't want to have a dialogue. She's just calling me names.
No, I'm not. I didn't call you any names, except I think that you're dangerous.
I thought I heard you call me an asshole.
Absolutely not. You're hearing things.
All right.
Maybe you're hearing from other people around you, but I think that you are terribly, terribly dangerous.
Well, ma'am, I may be, but the fact is, if you're a mother and you have a daughter, you know that you compete for the affections of your husband.
Absolutely not. You're wrong.
It is
you
Freudian.
Don't have daughters. You don't have sons.
A very deep
you don't have children. You're wrong.
I don't have to. I took 12 years of Freudian psychology. I don't need to have a daughter to understand that. That's a very basic, Oedipal reality in the construction of the modern behavior. Now,
you're wrong.
Well, I'm right.
You're wrong. I'm
sorry.
All right,
thanks for your call, ma'am. Hudson on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Yeah, like I was saying there, Phil, my question was that he didn't have any children and he doesn't, and, what he's dealing with...
What's that got to do with anything? I'm coming up with answers.
As specifics as far as children are concerned, he may be speaking about, like Gary Coleman, the age difference between Gary Coleman and this little child, is so much. There's no way in the world
What's
that
your point?
Can compare the two.
What's your point?
When you're dealing with the intent of a child, you're not talking about something that the child thinks about. Most
so what is your point?
Act out what they
All right, nobody's listening to anybody here tonight. Here's Beverly Hills on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hello.
I don't know what that guy's point was.
I think he was talking about Gary Coleman, but I don't want to have people giving speeches here. Yes, you're on the air, ma'am. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
First of all, I agree
with... What was that guy trying to say?
Never mind.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
I agree with...
that he was wrong.
With Bob saying
everything these
that,
guys are talking about is
yes,
wrong.
I understand that.
Every daughter wants to be
but for
daddy's
these guys to say that
girl.
I'm nuts and that I don't understand my psychology, I think that's wrong.
I agree with you.
Excuse me.
I just think that... Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I think every little
You
girl
understand what I'm saying?
wants to be
I understand.
daddy's little
But when
girl.
the guy says to me that I don't know what I'm talking about, I take offense at that.
Well, you need to, but the point being that you have to listen to what people are saying. Go ahead, ma'am.
I think every little girl
That's
wants to be daddy's little girl.
Unbelievable. He'd say that
I
about
agree
me.
with that.
All right. So
And I believe also
I don't
that...
think I want to talk to anybody like that.
Go ahead.
Did you hear my beginning?
Yes, we did, ma'am.
Okay. I also
What are you saying
feel
exactly?
That I
What I'm
also
saying
feel...
is, I don't think that anybody is going to believe Patsy Ramsey. Because I think she's nuts.
May I...
I think she's the one that's nuts.
I understand that. Boulder Police?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Go on.
I think every little girl competes
Biggest bunch
with...
of crap I ever heard in my life.
All
All
right.
these guys are saying this.
Yes?
I
Who is that?
believe every little girl fights
All
for their
these guys say
father's
that.
affection.
People are telling the same thing, but the Boulder Police don't believe that.
Right. I understand. Are you there, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm trying to talk
Yeah. Go
to you.
ahead. What do you got
First
to
of all,
say?
I think that every little girl fights for their father's
Right,
affection.
right. Anyway,
Okay?
as I was saying, that guy downtown told me and told the police department the same thing.
Did they tell that Steve Thomas guy that?
Yeah.
You there, ma'am?
Yes, I'm trying to talk.
Go on, dear. Go ahead.
All right. First of all, I think every little girl, every little girl fights for their father's affection.
Wow.
I agree with that. I
Did you see that
agree
thing
that.
last night on TV?
What was it?
That
I
thing
agree
they
that
had about
there-
the guy.
I agree that there is also jealousy.
If you read John Douglas's book, he'll give it to you.
John Douglas wrote Mindhunter 4 years ago. It's got nothing to do with this case.
I think it does. I think the John Douglas case is totally parallel to it. Is that broad still there? You there, ma'am?
Yes, and I'm a lady, not a broad.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. I am taking
It's a
your
wild thing.
I am taking your side in the
I
respect.
have never done that.
Well, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't do that with your penis, if you don't mind the expression, but I wouldn't.
I appreciate that. Hello?
Yes, I'm trying to talk to you.
Well, we're listening, ma'am. Go ahead.
All right. First of all, I think every little girl fights
Jesus
for
Christ. I love the way these guys will try to tell you your job, you know?
Nobody's telling you your job. All they're saying is, please be sensible in the conclusions that you draw.
I think I have been. How much longer in this show?
We got another 16 minutes.
Jesus Christ. Is this woman still... Are you there?
Yes, I'm trying
Well, let's
to
go,
talk to
baby.
you.
Come on, let's go.
Please don't be rude to me.
I'm not being rude. I've been waiting for you to spit it out for 10
Well,
minutes
you
here.
haven't stopped talking for 3 seconds.
Stop
First of
talking
all-
about what?
First of all, I agree with what you're saying, that every little
Right,
girl...
I got that part.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
Second of all, it was said that the girl was raped.
You going to that party tonight?
I don't think so.
Why not? That's the Clive Davis thing?
Nah, I'm not going to go. My wife's going to go. Go ahead, ma'am.
I'm trying to say
Is that
I
25th
thought that...
anniversary deal?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
my
good. Fantastic.
God.
What?
Wasn't this
What?
girl... Wasn't she supposed to be raped?
Yeah, sure, she was raped. So you go to that Clive Davis, right?
Yeah, the Arista party.
Sounds good. Is Santana going to be there?
I have no idea who's going to be there. My wife's going. Go ahead, ma'am.
I want to know who raped the little girl.
Who raped the little girl? I don't know, Santa Claus. So what about Santana is where?
He did the big thing at the Grammys.
He's beautiful. He's fantastic. I love his stuff. But what about that Rod Stewart?
He'll be there, too. Yes, ma'am?
I think this man, he doesn't want to listen.
I'm listening to you. You said the girl was raped, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we got that, ma'am. The Boulder police had that 4 years ago. What else do you want?
All right, but who did it if Patsy Ramsey is the killer?
Who did it? Well, then there you go. We've been trying to figure that out for 4... Who did it? Read my book.
No, the point is, she made a really good point. What was it?
That the girl was...
Did your wife go by
was
herself?
raped.
She's taking a limousine. What?
The child was raped.
Taking a limousine?
She's going with 2 other people. That the child was what?
Raped.
I didn't understand her.
The child was raped.
Okay, what case are you talking about?
I'm talking about
Ramsey.
John Bonet.
Oh, the John Bonet Ramsey case.
Oh, all right.
Now, who did the raping?
Huh?
Who did the raping?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose that's up for speculation at this point.
Well, I believe also that the mother had done the killing. But if the mother did the killing, who was there for the raping? It all happened at the same time.
I was on the Atkins last summer. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work for me either. You're right, ma'am. You're right.
Well,
God damn, you're right.
Where's the conclusion?
That's exactly the point that I'm making. Okay, I got to get going, Phil.
Well, it's been good talking to you.
Thank you.
All right, 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendrie Show. Phil Hendrie Show at 1-800-449-8686. WHON, Centerville, Indiana. We're trying to find that on our little map that we have, that we're putting pins in it every time we get an affiliate, because it's a very exciting thing to be able to watch the growth of our radio network. And I've listened to people who have syndicated shows over the past say, well, welcome aboard WCAS. Welcome to CAS out there in Belkman, is it? Belkman, Alabama. And it sounds, it's fun for the host, but it's actually rather dull for the audience to listen to, well, a new affiliate. The only reason why I bring this up is that we aren't sure where this Centerville, Indiana is, because it says that that's the city of license, but WHON serves Dayton, prominent city in Ohio. And we can find Dayton, we can't find Centerville, and maybe Centerville is like Sierra Madre or something. It's so small. It's like one of these little tiny California towns like Thermal out in the desert. You ever been into Thermal, California? You've never been through there? Yes, you have. You blinked. You go through Thermal. It's out near the Salton Sea. It's near Indio. It's on the way between Indio and the Salton Sea. A little town called Thermal. And I suppose I could try to get calls from Thermal here this afternoon. I could try to get some calls from Centerville, Indiana this afternoon if we could. It would be just interesting just to find out where it is so that we can go ahead and so that Mike doesn't go nuts there trying to figure out where he's going to put his pin, if you'll pardon the expression. Just put it in Dayton. But no, Mike's got to put it in the city of license. For instance, I know that we're on in Santa Rosa, great station in Santa Rosa, and they call that the San Francisco market. Well, let's be reasonable, okay? What part of San Francisco do you think's listening to us this afternoon out of Santa Rosa? Oh, look at Mike. He's going to say now we get all kinds of calls from San Francisco, most of them from fags. How dare you write that? What a horrible thing. You're fired. I'm kidding. He didn't say that. He was thinking it. All right, 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendrie Show here. So anyway, yeah, my wife's going off to that big Arista party tonight, and I'll be with the kids. And I don't know, am I getting old? Do I look old to you, Taylor? I'm old. I mean, we know I'm 47, so I'm old. You can't get around that. I don't pretend that I'm not. I don't try to be anything other than what I am, which is a major, major asshole most of the time. I just try to go through life being the guy that I am. I generally think that I treat people well. But you can't deny the advance of age and time, my friend. You know, you put on a Hawaiian shirt that you don't tuck in. That pretty much gives it away. You start wearing guayaberas. So all I want out of life is whatever it is that life will roll my way, that I don't have to do too much work for. And poor Maria, I don't know what it is, man. Is she working too hard or something? I don't know what it is. You know, things are going good for us. And she says, I've never been so tired. And, we just bought a house. And the show just went national back in October. And then we went to afternoon drive on the West Coast and the early evening hours on the East Coast. And what else has happened? One other thing happened. We went live, we syndicate. Oh, I bought the house. That's all three of those three things, okay? Oh, one more thing. Taylor knows. He's about this. He's throwing up right now, and when he's done, oh, then the washing machine, yeah. And then on top of that, we're sticking this hole in the ground that they tell me is going to be a pool someday. This big, brown, dirty, filthy hole in the ground is going to be something resembling something you can swim in. I remember when I was a kid, I dug a big hole in our front yard. I did. I couldn't have been more than 5 because we were still living down on 7th Avenue in Arcadia. And I dug a hole. I don't know how deep it was, but it was deep enough so that I could set a box up near it. I filled it up with water, and I jumped off the box into this muddy hole. This was a swimming pool that I had built right out in the front of our house. And my old man came home and beat the crap out of me with a big smile on his face. That's my boy, as he beat me with a palm frond with the those little stickers in it. Nah, he didn't do it. He got pissed. I mean, apparently I'd ripped up some $5,000 worth of landscaping or something to dig this hole this muddy hole that I jumped into in my underwear that I invited the other kids to jump into. And so I've been a big Poole fan ever since. So that's all that stuff going on, and pretty soon, I can understand how people, get into I can understand how some guys beat their wives, but not me. I'm not going there, not yet. Anyway, we'll see after tonight. Oh, you just got to let go, man. Let her have her freaking life. She's going to go out. She's going to go to the party. She's in a limo. She's going to be fine. Clive Davis will not hit on my wife, although if he meets her, he will. No, he won't. He will? Just let her have her fun, man. You be what you are, and you let her be who she is. You know that she'd rather that you were with her, and you know that you're too lazy to go. This will be your chance. You can sit and watch your stupid television, which I don't watch that much of it. I watched A Few Good Men. By the way, this past weekend I watched a little bit of that. I've come to a conclusion. Jack Nicholson ain't no Marine, and he doesn't make a convincing Marine. As a matter of fact, I've come to this conclusion. He sucked in that movie. Now, I realize that you may have opinions of me that are similar, but the fact of the matter remains. He wasn't all that good. In fact, I'm trying to think of who was good in that flick. You know who was good? Kiefer Sutherland was damn good in that. Now, that's a guy that looks like a Marine. Jack Nicholson doesn't look like a Marine in Few Good Men, does he? He looks like Jack Nicholson in a dumb-looking suit. He looks like Jack Nicholson in an Army-Navy outfit. In a khaki suit. And a bad hairdo. All right, that was just a side comment. Now, I don't mean to denigrate the man's career because I love his work, as you know, Taylor. No, you don't. Well, I've never talked about it. Well, I like Last Detail. I thought he looked cute in that Navy outfit. I like that one line in Last Detail where he says, I like these button pants, these Navy pants, the way they make my thing look. That was a good line, and then it went downhill from there, and Randy Quaid gets arrested, and they chases him down the Anyway, to make a long story short, man, I love my wife. She can go out and do whatever the hell she wants to do tonight. But we'll just keep on keeping on here, okay? We just are what we are. We're not trying to be anything that we're not. I'm 47. I'm coming up on 50. I can't stop it from happening. We have a young-sounding show, don't we? Our show's young. Oh, give me... You know what, pal? Keep dreaming. You still got that comb-over, baby. You have got to give that up, man. It's one thing that for you to talk like this, give up the comb-over. Look, I did. It's no disgrace. Good God. You can't be that desperate to have a young-sounding show with the young demographics and have the glue over, where he's got the 4 strands and he glues it over. And with the big fat ass that you have to go along with the whole mid-40s thing. So just chill out, relax a little bit, take your Preparation H as the mind-expanding drug that you know it is for you. Guy puts Preparation H on, man, and he actually cops a buzz. I use the suppository. Really? Well, let me try that. Anyway, Phil Hendrie Show at 1-800-449-8686. Hey, that's what I'll do tonight. The suppository. I'll get high.